Sunday night will certainly be full of cheers. People plan to ring in 2018. I'm sure many of you are excited to let go of 2017 if it wasn't a good year for you. But let us not forget our furry friends for whom fireworks are very frightening. Please also remember that there are also restrictions as to where one can set off fireworks. So please check with your local authority regarding that. But did you know that you can also check your dog or cat into SPCA, not only for the festive season, but also for the New Year's Eve? To find out more about this, we're joined now by Senior Inspector from the SPCA, Gideon Morar. Gideon, good morning to you. Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, good morning, Palesa.
It's a busy season for you, isn't it?
It's very busy for us. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and many people are not even aware that actually one can board a dog or a cat at SPCA. When did this start and how has this initiative been doing?
Look, the boarding facility program, it's not available at every SPCA society. But definitely there are numerous societies that can care for your pets, look after them while you're away, and guarantee their well-being while you have a good time and everyone goes away for the festive season.
All right, so it's not at every branch?
Not yet. We are looking at trying to get more branches to have the facility, but definitely there are numerous ones. However, if you do contact your local SPCA, they can always refer you to a very reputable boarding facility that can also assist you in these times.
Yeah, and how has it done so far, where the services are available?
Look, it's a very big need for the service. It's what we also try and promote, which is responsible pet ownership, which includes, not leaving your animal, your loved one behind while you go away, or leave it unattended during a fireworks season, where they're likely to be distressed and escape the yard. So these facilities, they provide safe, secure accommodation where they still get the love and attention that they need. And it gives you that peace of mind where you don't have to worry about your animal going missing or something worse happening to your animal while you're away. And definitely none of us want to experience that.
All right. So these services are only available for people who go on a holiday and during the New Year's Eve when fireworks are being used?
No, the facilities are available mostly throughout the year. Anytime that you want to take leave or be away from your house, maybe a business trip or holiday, you can have your animals kept in a safe accommodation for them.
And what exactly do you do for them when they are with you?
Well, look, they get the food that they need, appropriate diet, water, comfortable place to stay. They get human interaction. If an animal has perhaps a special need, maybe it has medication that it needs, we see to all the individual needs of that pet.
So it's the normal care that an owner would give to their pet. So do they pay for the services or are the services
the services we do charge for them. It obviously varies for the extent of time and that, or the size of the animal, the number of the animals. But unfortunately, it's not a free service as the demand is very big. And also we are a non-profit organization. We do have to try and charge the people and so that we can continue to function.
And we've heard it over and over that the sounds of fireworks terrifies animals. Please talk to us about this, because on New Year's Eve at 12 midnight we see animals running around, running away, and they get very terrified. But what causes that?
Look, most animals, they have heightened sense of hearing, so they get very terrified even to hear a small firework, let alone dozens of fireworks blowing off simultaneously. So that noise, it's amplified for them. It terrifies them. They don't know the cause that it's or where the noise is coming from. So it causes them to go into a panic, into where they want to escape, run as far away from the noise as they can. It's a fight or flight instinct. So when the animals are running away, they're fleeing from that sound and from that terror that they're experiencing. And this is not only for our domestic cats and dogs. This also has a very negative effect on our wildlife, our birds. The birds also get very scared. They fly away from their nests. All animals actually feel terror from this.
And you also get owners who are very heartless, if I can say, and very insensitive, who would even go as far as putting fireworks on the behinds of the animals.
Look, that's very much illegal. That's animal abuse in one of its worst cases. So
But you do come across such cases, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, we do. And if we find that happens, we don't hesitate to prosecute that person, because that's not an accident by any means. That's intentionally harming an animal, and there's very strict laws against that kind of behavior.
There are also pills for animals to become indifferent to sounds. What are these, and how can people get hold of them and the costs thereof?
Look, the medication that's available, there is various kinds of medication. We always strongly recommend that you approach a veterinarian doctor, someone that deals with animals, because it's not just one pill that you can give to any animal that will be effective. There might be different dosages, or there might be some side effects. It needs to be prescribed by a responsible person.
Yeah, but what exactly does the medication do to
it helps to calm the anxiety. It helps to relax them. So it's like a sedative, only a mild sedative.
Oh.
And then that, together with keeping the animal in a safe place, a familiar place, that really helps immensely with the problem of
all right, so the
fireworks.
medication should be taken before the event.
Yes, yeah. It needs to be prescribed by a vet. Yeah.
Okay.
Then that can give you the right instructions.
Okay. Now, if your pet is shivering in terror at the sounds of these fireworks, and you are perhaps unable to get the medication or unable to get them through to SPCA, what then do you do at that particular moment?
Look, there's many things. I think number one is that if the animal is not left unattended, that's the first thing. It needs to be supervised. It also needs to be, comforted, reassured that it's not something that's life-threatening to the animal. It needs to be kept maybe in a safe place where it can't escape, it can't harm itself. So if it can be in a safe, comfortable environment, you can try and block out the sound as much as possible. Maybe closing up the windows, closing up the curtains, playing some music for the dog, some calming music. All those kind of things, they do have.
Yeah, so play some music for the dogs.
Yes, but not the disco music.
Yeah, no, something
more
very
like
calm.
A classic music,
yes.
And try and block out the sound and basically keep it in a safe environment.
And then my producer also recommends rock and roll music as well. The sounds. But then how many dogs do you usually get after the New Year's Day? More so those that run away from home during those incidents.
All societies are basically full to the brim during December and January. So the numbers vary from dozens to over hundreds. We also have injured animals come in. They need medical help. Maybe they've been injured on the road. Dogs and cats. Some animals, they get stuck in fencing, barbed wire. All these horrible situations. It's sadly what we face at this time.
But do you perhaps have educational drives? Because I don't think many people are aware that you can actually board your dog or a cat at SPCA. Do you have educational drives to teach them how to care for their animals?
Yes, we are trying to push for that, especially in the rural and the townships where the facilities are not available as much as elsewhere. We try and educate the people. We also try and educate them not to use the fireworks altogether, or keep them as far away from the animals.
Which is something very hard not to use on New Year's Eve.
Yes. But we try and advise them, not to do it unattended, not allow kids to use fireworks unattended, and try as much as they can to do it away from the animals as far as possible.
All right. So I suppose people can phone in your offices in order to find out where their nearest branches are?
Yes, they can. But bearing in mind where they stay, they need to contact the nearest place, the nearest SPCA.
Okay.
So as Johannesburg, we don't cover the whole of, Gauteng. There's various SPCAs around. And they can obviously advise you to use a facility, them or somewhere nearby to them.
All right. The number is there on the screen. Do call that number to find out where your nearest SPCA branch is. Thank you so much, Gideon, for coming through, and all the best for the new year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks to Senior Inspector from the SPCA, Gideon Morar, for joining us. And please don't forget to make a plan for your animals during this New Year's Eve celebrations. Call the number to find out where your nearest SPCA branch is. So we're taking a break here on Morning Live. When we come back, we're talking to the winners of